I'm Eric Lesser with Spyderco. I'm going to be sharing some of the 2017 models with you. The first two that I'm going to go over are Chaparrals. So we make a series called the Chaparral. The knives are designed to be gents folders. Thin, lightweight, highly functional. They have a deep pocket wire clip so that if you're in some slacks, you're not showing a lot. They're nice and thin and lightweight, so they're not pulling down your pants. They're built with great materials so that they have a nice aesthetic look to them. They come with a thin, full flat grind blade, so when you're just slicing, they slice very well. They come with XHP, which is a powdered stainless D2 chemistry, if you will, with some slight tweaks. The back lock on these we're very proud of. It's perfect in the open position, no gaps, all lined up. When you close it, again, it's all perfect, no gaps, all lined up. Nice self-close, nice action, nice solid lockup. Now with the series, we're changing handles on every knife. And so these two, one has a Raffir handle, one has a lightweight. The Raffir is an interesting material. One is the feel is very soft. It's a organic feel to it. It's going to feel a little different than anything else we're producing. Something similar is almost like an acrylic, and it's built very similar. What they do is they take a big tub and they fill it with the acrylic material, and its slight type of acrylic material in its liquid form. Then they take it's brass and copper mesh. So they take a nice long string of mesh and they fold it into a rose, and they do it multiple in the different meshes, and then they drop it into the liquid, and then this floats down and they fill the liquid with these rose meshes. Then the liquid hardens. Then they take the liquid and they slice it, or the hardened material, slice it into sheet. And so what you get here is kind of a smoke acrylic with this mesh inside. Now if you look through, you can see that you can see through it slightly. So we do a high polish on the inside skeletonized liners to give it a little bit of more of a flare. But it gives a very beautiful look, a nice feel, the next addition to the Chaparral. Now the lightweight is getting to a less expensive, more performance-based gents folder. And so this will have bidirectional texturing. It's a little different than our typical square volcano grips. This is more of a honeycomb volcano grip, but it does have all the features, that nice lightweight, thin back lock with that thin full flat XHP. It's a high quality, performance-based, reduced cost Chaparral. And so that's going to be these two pieces. Both due to deliver in 2017. This one probably first, probably spring, I'm guessing. This one's probably summer. This is the Para 3. Currently we're producing it in the G10 version. We're going to be producing it in camo and black and 110V and all the variations that many of our customs are accustomed to with the Paramilitary 2. As a quick story, the original Paramilitary was 3 inches long, designed by my father. When we designed the Paramilitary 2, we were trying to evolve the design, and through that evolution, it ended up growing a little bit. We're coming out with the Paramilitary 3 to go a little bit closer back to that original size. So it's the 3 because it's 3 inches, the same as the original size. It has all the features you look for in the Para 2, nice screw-together construction, dual liners, compression lock, flippable clip, high quality S30V, bushings, just high quality, nice generous lanyard hole, built in the US, but in a compact 3-inch Para 3. And so that's, one of the features you'll notice too is this new step stop. Before we used to screw it together, we're finding we get a lot stronger part when it's a step stop exposed like this. So you're going to see this on the military model and the Para 3. Always CQI, constant quality improvement. This is just another evolution to our Para family. This one's called the 100 Pacer. This is designed by a man from Taiwan named Johnny Lau. We're very excited to work with Johnny. We've known him for a number of years. I consider him a friend. One of the things that this is designed after is the 100 pacer snake. The 100 pacer snake is a highly poisonous snake out of Taiwan. If you do an image search for it, you'll notice it has a very unique nose. And so this brings that nice flair of the snake to a performance-based piece. Now, it comes with CTS XHP. The G10 is a brown and a tan, and so you'll see the tan is on the inside here and the brown's on the outside. So these are cut at different layers to give it, excuse me, a little bit of that snake skin appeal. It does grip very well in both forward, reverse, up, down. Grips very well. Comes with a nested liner lock, and it's dual liners. So it's nice and robust in its construction. Nice open back. It's got generous pins. We like this big, full-headed, generous pins. It's got a unique lanyard hole, so it's wide. You can get a bigger tie into there. It's got a deep pocket wire clip, so it won't show too much out of the pocket. One of the things I do like about this is for pure cutting, particularly like food, it's almost like a kitchen knife. With that nice thin blade and tall, full, flat grind, it slices very well. It's an enjoyment to use and cut. It performs very well and does bring the essence of that Taiwanese 100 pacer snake. Collaboration with Brad Southard. Some people know him as making our first flipper. This is our third collaboration with Brad. One of the things that he brought to the table on this one is a compression lock. It's a flipping compression lock. It works very well. One of the things we're learning with the compression lock is flippers and compression locks go well together. One reason is that the lock, the ball, detent, and everything is in one location. And just like snapping your fingers, when you build up that momentum up here next to the kicker, it just works well. The compression lock is a very strong lock. It's going to be a nice solid lock. It's going to perform very well as a lock. The quality of this piece, as you can see, is still very high. It's got titanium bolsters with a curve in it, an almost perfect fit and finish. It's got a very high quality G10 that has a bit of a curve to it, high polish, not a high polish, but polished, no voids. Comes with a reversible custom clip, a G10 backspacer. It has titanium liners with a nested stainless lock. It's a nice combination. Also with the lock, there's not a large cutout. On a lot of our compression locks, like paramilitary, you'll see a larger cutout. Makes it a little bit easier to get to the lock. Brad wanted it to be a little bit safer on this one. You're going to have to reach in a little bit. Also, it's a nice thumb purchase for the top. It's got a little bit of a recurve. Spyderco is not known for a lot of recurves, but it does have a little bit of a recurve. It's a nice size. It's not too big. Drops fairly low into the pocket. It's a nice, high-quality flipper designed by Brad, made out of Taiwan with S30V. Next one I'm going to go through is also a flipper with a compression lock. This one's designed by a man named Paul Alexander. He designed our Ouroboros, and he's also working on a few other knives with us. He definitely has a flair in his design, you can see that. One of the things that he likes with his knives is a nice guard. You're not going to slide up on this knife. It fits almost every hand. It's very universal. It's got a G10 scales with a carbon fiber layer that's also peel ply. So it's a G10 carbon fiber laminate. It's got nested compression lock, stainless compression lock in there. Flips very well. Like I was talking earlier, everything up there next to the flipper just works well. Comes with a CPM S30V blade. Nice little add as we rounded these little edges on the kicker so that when you're going in and out of your pocket, you know, it's not too obtrusive, doesn't scrape you too much. Nice deep pocket wire clip. Again, nice generous headed screws with simple construction. Nice open back to keep it nice and clean. We're excited to continue to work with Paul Alexander. This one's called the Slither. Probably not due till spring, summer. We have a little SubHill coming. This is much like the larger SubHill. It's got the same thicknesses, so if you like that handle in the larger version, this has got that thicker handle in a smaller package. The fit and finish, like many of our knives, is supreme on it. That high polished 3D G10, no voids. The SubHill feature with these dual bolsters. The fit and finish is near perfect. When you look at it from the top, again, it's near perfect. It's got a little bit thicker of a blade with that modified Tonto. So if you're looking for a real user, between the thicker handle and the thicker blade and that modified tip, it works very well as a user. Butch Vallotton was the first to use a stop pin in the blade that acted as a stop. This is very nice for a strong lock because of the distance and the interface of the liner to the stop pin, so it's a nice strong lock. With this knife, you also expose the back, so when you're holding it, you're also engaging that liner during use. It's got a nice hourglass clip, nice and universal, nice clip carry. And so this is designed by Butch Vallotton, been in the industry a long time, very innovative guy. Excited for the little SubHill. This next one is a Wharncliffe Delica. One of the things we're very excited with our Wharncliffe, this is a serrated one. We also offer it in plain edge, but our edges. When you buy a Wharncliffe from us, it's flat, it's sharp, it's the right edge angle. That tip is crisp, it comes out to where it's supposed to. We're very proud at making our Wharncliffes. It doesn't sound like it, but sharpening a flat edge all the way to the tip without rounding the tip can be a real challenge. Through the years, we've just gotten better and better at it. This has been modified so that the backspacer can receive it, so you get a nice generous length with it, much like the current Delica, but it's just a variation of the Delica, nice bidirectional texturing, screw together construction, nested liners, 4-way clip. One of our most evolved pieces gets another rendition done. This is the cue ball, another Japanese product. This was kind of a family member of former knives that we made called the Dodo and the Polywog. Comes with a ball bearing lock. The ball bearing lock is very strong, highly unlikely to fold on you during use because of strength and the ease of holding. Getting in there and accidentally disengaging the lock is very difficult to do. We call it the cue ball. It's got a white ceramic ball. The white ceramic ball is very strong, so it brings a nice flair to it. You'll see some little black in there. That's not the ball deteriorating or anything. It's a little bit of the steel being polished on the tang of the blade. Sometimes you can just rub it off, but it shouldn't harm the use of the knife a little bit. It's just a little bit of steel on the ceramic. This is a nice compact user. If you're just going to have a fistful of Wharncliffe, this is tough to beat. It's got a nice full backspacer. It's got a lanyard clip, deep pocket wire clip, so it's not going to tuck away pretty easily. This one was hand sharpened, and you can see how this one's not as good as some of the production we're doing these days. See how it has a little bit of round on there? And so we're very proud of our Wharncliffes. I would assume when we go into production, because this is a prototype, we'll get that nailed down, but even that's not too bad. It's got a nice 4-finger choil. Get right up close on it for that nice intricate cut both ways. Nice rounded back so you can crawl all over the back depending on how you want to hold it. It's a nice compact little Wharncliffe called the cue ball. This is a Lil Nilakka. So we made a knife earlier called the Nilakka. It was a brown G10 3D machined larger version. This is going to be something we're calling a flash batch. It's a new thing for us. A flash batch is something that's all new tooling, all new design. We're going to make one batch of 1200 for this piece. Each piece will be numbered, 1 of 1200, 2 of 1200, and then we'll discontinue it after one batch. We're excited for these kind of programs with the flash batches because it highlights the fact that we can build all new tooling for one new knife in high quality, discontinue it, and move on to the next thing. If you're familiar with Finnish bushcraft knives, they typically have an edge that goes all the way back to the handle and not a lot of guard. They have a full flat typically that comes to a 0 blade or a micro beveled edge. So these have those features. The edge goes all the way back, goes all the way down to almost a 0 blade grind, but it has a very small micro edge in it. It comes with white G10, hard to produce and keep clean, a deep pocket wire clip. The hole's easy to get to. It's a nice gents white Puko for our first flash batch. Designed by Pekka Tuominen. This is the Lil Temperance 3, designed to be a fistful of knife. It's got a generously thick blade. It's 3 inches long for the 3-inch blade, and the thickness, it's generous. It's got an edge that goes nearly all the way back to the guard, so that when you're cutting with it, you can maximize the use of that blade. Generous guard in the front, generous guard in the back, highly unlikely to slip out. Also works well for reverse grip. This comes with a nested stainless liner, very strong, dual liner, skeletonized, very robust. Comes with a clip that's got a wide clip mount, highly unlikely to bust out with those screws that are spread out with the bigger heads. Comes in 4-way, all screwed together construction. It comes with CPM S30V out of a Japanese knife. So it has American G10, American steel, made in Japan. One of the reasons we did that is because the original one was made in the US, and because this one's made in Japan because of capacities, we felt we could bring the high quality steel and materials in along with the country of origin. So this is the Lil Temperance 3. All of these knives will probably be out by summer. And thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it.